No, and look at it, today Katrina Kaif
Yeah,
gets married.
exactly.
The next thing she does is she goes to a
Yeah.
set to work.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You
I
know,
know.
Kareena Kapoor's had her second child, and the next thing you know, she's on a set working.
Absolutely.
So nothing is a
Is
limitation
stopping.
anymore.
Exactly.
I know.
Not the
I
age
know.
or stage of your life.
The safety of a woman
Hmm.
was paramount. As a mother, I would probably have the same worries for my daughter
Hmm.
more than my son.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to PeepingMoon.com. I'm Rashita Sahni, and today joining me for a super interesting conversation are the powerhouse performers Shefali Shah and Vidya Balan, who are, I'm sure, all set to leave us intrigued and impressed with Jalsa. Hi, Shefali. Hi, Vidya. How have you two been?
Very good.
Very good, Rashita. How have you been?
Great. In fact, I'm a little upset because I'm not in Bombay, so I had to miss the screening that happened of Jalsa this morning. But
Oh,
my colleague did watch it, and when she came out, I was like, "Quickly, give me a call because I have an interview and I need to know, what is your point of view?" And she just told me that Rashita, it's one of those films that keep you on the edge of your seat thoroughly, and one of those satisfying films that we haven't watched in a really long time. So I was like,
yes,
"Okay, can't wait."
We can't wait
So
for you to watch it,
I
Rashita.
know.
yeah, same. I know. I just can't wait for day after. But I'm sure you guys are getting similar reviews and early responses from people around. At least I have given you, what my colleague told you. How do you feel about this?
Uh, you know, I, Honestly, we had our cast and crew screening yesterday. The feeling was great.
Yeah.
I think this is a film we set out to make, and it's gotten even better. Um, so I'm super thrilled, but yes, I am nervous today because my family is going to be watching it this evening. They
Oh,
weren't there at the screening yesterday, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a good feeling, but I'm also nervous. I feel like,
Yeah.
nah, and as the reviews are trickling in, I have to not touch my phone.
okay. Shifali, what about you?
Very excited, very excited, extremely proud to be a part of this film. I'm so proud of this film and extremely nervous, very nervous. Like every time I mention it, I have goosebumps. Like I'm just like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel you. Um, but I have to say this that Jalsa is one of those films. जिसका trailer देखने के बाद I was like, it's such a well cut trailer. They didn't need 3 or 4 minutes to make us very interested in watching the film. They did it in under 2 minutes, which is very rare, by the way. I have honestly seen films that are so good, but then I compare them to their trailers, and I'm like, why did they? The trailer was not very it didn't do justice to the film. But I think it's completely the opposite with Jalsa. The trailer and the teaser both sort of created this excitement already. I'm sure your fans and everyone who's waiting for the film has that excitement because of the trailer. Do you feel it's very important to sort of set the tone right when you are, promoting and when you are taking the trailer out and unveiling it to the public?
Yeah, I definitely feel that the trailer is has a definitive role to play
Yeah,
in how interested the audiences are in your film. So, and
correct.
this is a very well cut trailer, like you said. It shows you a little, it
leaves
you
you hankering for
for
more.
more.
Yeah,
So I think
that's what
it's
it is.
great, especially given the genre of film. It is a thriller, but it's
Hmm.
primarily a drama with elements of thrill. So you have that, you get a sense of both in the in the trailer
And it doesn't give away the story
at
at
all.
all.
At all. Yeah, I know. I know. When I was talking to my colleague, she told me, there's so much I want to tell you, but I don't want to spoil the experience for you. So I'll just leave it at, saying that it's very interesting. I was like, okay, got it. So I get what you guys are saying, but also, talking about performers like you two, when, actors with certain caliber come together, I've often said actors say this, that the performance, we enhance each other's performance. Do you feel the same way, the way you two worked together in Jalsa?
absolutely, because acting is about reacting.
Yeah.
Um, I think your game gets upped depending on who's opposite you.
Yeah.
And in this case, if therefore I get any credit for my performance, one, it's of course Suresh, and the other it will be because of Shefali and the other wonderful actors that are in the film.
Yeah.
So but one of my favoriteest scenes in the film is with Shefali. And I think we were literally feeding off each other in that scene. And that's so beautiful. But it was, for me, it was an honor to work with her because I deeply admired her for as long as I've watched her on screen.
Yeah, I'm sure. I would completely agree to you. Shefali, I have been a fan, and I think the last time we spoke, I told you the same thing. There is, whenever we hear your name or Vidya's name, there is a very natural credibility that's attached, and we are like, कुछ अच्छा ही देखने को मिलेगा. कुछ, there will be something that we can take along with us. So, how did you feel while you were working with Vidya, who shares the same excitement?
Amazing. And I love Vidya. I've loved her work. I admire her so much as an actor, as a performer, as a woman. And when you have somebody so good in front of you, she made me better. She made me richer. If Ruxana is a complete character today, it's because of Maya. I think they become, they're almost like a part of each other, which would not be complete minus the other. And it's not just Vidya. I mean, Vidya being brilliant is world known. It's not rocket science, but every character in the film and all the actors, they just bring out the best in me. And I become richer when I'm with them around me.
Okay, got it. Vidya, you play a journalist, and there is this dialogue in the teaser that आजकल कहानी छुपाने में ही फायदा है, which I can somewhere relate to. I think as a journalist, I have been there where I have been told कि ये मत करो because maybe हमारे relation or whatever, you get it. Now journalism, unfortunately, in India has a very sort of negative connotation to it. When I tell people I am a Bollywood journalist, they automatically think अरे ये तो gossip लिखती है और ये सिर्फ gossip करती है. There have been people who have told me that onto my face, and I'm like, no, dude, I do much more. Don't just, there's this preconceived notion. Yeah. So when you played a journalist, was it firstly challenging, and what was that new thing that sort of you found about this profession or about this job?
What I realized is exactly what you said, like you've been told to drop certain stories because the editor has a relationship, or the publication or your channel has a relationship with someone, given that it's entertainment news. But it could be, she deals with real news. She delivers, political news or current affairs. And for someone like her, I realized that there are other compulsions. It's not just about your relations, it's about funding. I'm sure that's true even in your case, because
it is.
Then there are so many things, there are compulsions that come into play. And I had never thought about that. With one simple brush stroke, we want to make sweeping generalizations about people, about professions. And I think this, for me, has been an eye-opener.
I'm sure. Fantastic. And, Shefali, there's this dialogue in the film where your character says, your husband says, कि वो इतना रात को गई ही क्यों? And you say कि वो तो ठोक देने का क्या? That dialogue is honestly, even when I'm saying it right now, I'm feeling those goosebumps. And when I watched it twice, by the way, I was like, wow, you sort of connect with it. Now, this it's as harsh as I may say it is, but in the society we live in today, we say we are very progressive and we are becoming. But I'm sure even if an urban girl goes out late at night, even her family or her relatives will question her. Why do you think this is still happening?
It's a mindset and it's a conditioning that's happened forever. Also, to believe that women are weaker than men physically, and on a certain level, I'm I may not completely agree with it, but I cannot ignore it either.
Yeah,
How many women physically, I'm saying,
correct. Yeah,
and if today women were trained with martial arts or
Yeah.
anything, they would be stronger. I'm not saying that. In fact, I think women are stronger mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
physically, they may not be. Okay.
Of course.
So the safety of a woman
Hmm.
was paramount.
Mm.
As a mother, I would probably have the same worries for my
Hmm.
daughter more than my sons. But because I come from today's generation and I realize it's not just that a woman can get exploited, so can a boy.
Hmm.
You know, uh, I,
Hmm.
I, I would say the same thing to my boys that, be safe,
Yeah.
take care. But
Correct.
it's a
Got it.
conditioning that's gone on for so long and it's wrong. Not
I know.
just because we think women are weaker, but also blaming a victim.
I know.
It's ridiculous and it happens so often in our country. I
I
mean, you
know.
hear people talk about it, it's like, are you serious? Did you just
Hmm.
say that
Mm.
she was wearing so what?
I
But
know.
I'd like to clarify one thing is in this film, that dialogue, I know it sounds like it's a social statement, but it's
Hmm.
not. What she's trying to say is she would have said this even if it was her son, and like
Yeah,
Vidya
yeah,
correct,
yeah.
even if it was her father or
Of
somebody else,
course.
because her concern is not कि लड़की है तो बाहर नहीं जा
Hmm.
सकती.
Hmm.
Her
Hmm. Hmm.
concern is मतलब कोई बाहर गया तो ठोक देने का क्या?
So, exactly.
So like what right does anybody have to drive
Yeah.
over somebody who's just stepped out of the house, no matter what the time is and no
Yeah.
matter what the gender is?
I know. Just adding on to that, Vidya, what do you feel now? Shefali mentioned very rightly that this victim blaming has been happening for a very long time. If a girl is, out there wearing short clothes, she's questioned that why was she wearing? Log to ghurenge hi, log to bolenge. All of this. Basically people are defending and justifying other people's wrongdoings by victim blaming. How do you see it as?
I think it's ridiculous, but I will say that I'm not sure. I have never done it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because knowingly, unknowingly, because again, you've been not about women wearing short clothes, but I'm saying generally
Hmm.
also, sometimes you say, पर क्या जरूरत थी वहां जाने की? It's like telling a child,
Yeah.
अरे टेबल पे क्यों चढ़े? देखो गिरे ना.
Huh.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
I think it's really it's so deeply embedded in our subconscious.
Hmm.
कि अगर you are responsible for anything wrong that's happening to you.
Happened to you.
We've been taught that. But today, with all the conversations and awareness, hopefully that's changing. It's not going to
Hmm.
change overnight. It will take
Correct.
time, but at least we are headed in the right direction. And it is out of lack of awareness, really. Not
Yeah.
everyone is a horrible human being who's trying to, victim shame, and that's it. They are also not aware that they're actually doing that.
Exactly. Got it. And enough has been said about female driven and women driven content. I'm not going to ask you how does it feel to be an actress and to headline a project. That's just too cliche because I would not ask that to an actor, to a male actor. So I wouldn't want to ask that to you too as well. I just want to ask, as an actor, gender no bar, how does it feel to finally backing projects that are, you two have been doing it for a long time, but to finally be the faces of projects that are firstly quality driven and that have so much to offer to the audiences?
It feels wonderful to be in a position where people are writing roles for you.
Yeah.
But most importantly, because this is a business of cinema, it feels wonderful to be in a position where someone's ready to invest that money in telling that story with you. And the more success we see, I think the more
creations are going
yeah,
to come through.
possible, exactly.
Yeah.
So it feels wonderful, yeah. And it's not one person or, one thing that
Mm.
um, that has brought about this change. It is all of us together.
Yeah.
It is what's happening in society that's allowing for these stories to be told on screen.
I'm sure. Definitely. Shefali, what about you?
And today, I think content is king.
Hmm.
Correct.
So I wouldn't say our audience wasn't ready for it. Maybe we just got late in dishing it out to them. We assumed that just because our commercial films were a huge success, they don't want anything else, which is not true. And it's been proven time and again for the last couple of years. So whether it's a male-oriented film or a female-oriented film, there are films which are complete, which are not
Exactly.
sticking to the norms of the box office requirements anymore. They're full-fledged characters, which is great.
Definitely agree. And today I'm also really happy and proud to see actors who are playing the lead roles. And we don't care if they are 20, they are 40, or they are 60. We see, like, I'm just so happy about this fact because casting directors are no more saying that 20-year-old fair-skinned thin girl needed for the audition. It's all changing. Of course, it also is the demand of the script. But do you?
Not getting 19-year-old girls to play 42-year-old women.
Yeah.
They
I
cast
know.
42-year-old women in the role of a 42-year-old woman.
Yeah, I know. So do you feel Bollywood as an industry has become less age obsessed?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look at it, Shefali has been saying a wonderful thing, that
Hmm.
in the past 1 year, the kind of variety of work that she's
Yeah.
gotten offered and that she's done is testament to the fact that age is really no bar,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
she's doing this in her 40s. At a time when you would have thought ki acha ab to of when I entered the industry, even I entered at 26, and that was the age at which a lot of actresses were actually packing their bags, wanting to settle down, so to speak. All that's changed. We're in our 40s and we're thriving.
Yes, you go, girl. But yeah, Shifali, quickly adding on to that, I would really like to know what you think.
I agree with Vidya. I mean, some years ago, women or even the industry would think after a certain age, it's pack up.
Hmm.
It's retirement time. Like retirement says better कि हाँ आप settle हो जाते हैं, whatever. शादी हो गई, बच्चे हो गए तो सवाल ही नहीं पैदा होता, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if some years ago I was asked this question, I would say, are you crazy? I've never been the center of a project, even when I was young. So by the time I'm 40, to kahan se hoga? But it's changed. It has changed. And it has changed. I mean, I'm a living example of it.
Yeah.
It has changed.
Definitely.
And look at it. Sorry.
No.
No, and look at it. Today Katrina Kaif
Yeah,
gets married. The
exactly.
next thing she does is she goes to a set.
Absolutely.
You
I
know,
know.
Kareena Kapoor's had her second child, and the next thing you know, she's on a set working.
Absolutely.
So nothing is a limitation
stopping.
anymore.
Exactly.
I know.
Not the age or stage of your life.
Yeah. Neha Dhupia shot for Earth Thursday when she was pregnant. I was so proud. I was like, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. So fantastic. Thank you so much, Vidya and Shefali, for joining in. It was an honor to chat with you too.
Thank you.